Only on 2 tonight, a nightmare for a homeless family in need of a place to sleep.
After getting help from New York City, the family says their problems just got worse. CBS 2's Bauman here now with the story. Allie?
Well, Christina Maurice, when the city offered to pay a full year's rent for this family, they said it felt like a dream come true. Even though both parents were working, they still weren't making enough to get by. So the family moved out of the shelter, but say the home they were placed in is so bad, they're better off on the streets.
Anything you flush goes right in the sewage on the floor. They did this, never fixed. These are supposed to be the heaters right here on the floor that don't work.
This is where New York City's Department of Homeless Services, or DHS, placed Kevin Nicholson, his wife, and their 2 sons back in June.
The cords in there, we come in here and plug it all the way in here.
It was the only outlet on the floor that works?
Yeah.
A house in East Orange, New Jersey, with no heat, no lights, and no running water.
We had to put a bucket in high here to put the water in from the bottles, try to wash. We had to call people to just, can we come shower?
So cold, the water is ice, and there aren't enough blankets to keep the baby from crying.
I tried sticking it out, putting my own money into the house, but we don't own the house.
Under what's called the Special One-Time Assistance Program, the city will cover 1 year's rent for eligible homeless families. Nicholson says DHS gave him 3 houses in New Jersey to choose from, even though both parents were working in Manhattan and their children are enrolled in Manhattan schools.
You only could turn down 2 places. If you turn down 2 or 3 more, then they would basically say you got to leave the shelter.
When the city put you here, did they say anything about transportation?
No, they don't give you no transportation.
Nicholson says DHS assured him construction would be complete within 3 weeks of moving in.
Anytime we reached out to them, they wouldn't even reply to us. If we call, it was just like, we're gonna see. They sent an inspector out here from New York, and he said in the summertime, because being that it's in the summer, you're not going to know if you don't have us. We're not going to know if we have no heat because it's hot outside.
The private landlord has stopped answering his phone, even for us.
This is still our resident. We're still on the lease. So we basically can't go nowhere. Like, this is basically our home.
Do you have family around you?
Yeah, I have family, but, you know, like, they all have families, like they have kids they own.
In a statement, DHS told us, we will investigate this case to determine whether the landlord neglected their obligations and will continue to work closely with the family.
I just feel like I messed my kid's life up. Like, I owe them so much and more, and I just can't give it to them right now.
The family says after their son was hospitalized for asthma in December, DHS allowed them to temporarily stay in a city shelter. But they aren't eligible to even apply for a different home until their lease is up in June. And what they'll do before and after that, they don't know. Christina Maurice.